Are you sick and tired of getting rugged? Do you not even know what rug is? Well, today I want to help the newcomers and also the pros how to avoid getting rugged the majority of the time. This will almost save-proof you. It's not super guaranteed that you're not gonna get rugged, because I still get rugged sometimes, but it's gonna save you a lot of problems in the future, helping you minimize the amount of rugs you actually get into and being able to avoid losing your money. So if you're new to the world of crypto, if you're a pro, we're here to supercharge your crypto journey. So with that being said, let's talk about the rugs and how to avoid them. So for those of you who are new, what exactly are rugs? Whenever you're trying to buy mem coins, especially, or when you're trying to buy coins in general, you're going to notice there's a bunch of coins with these red numbers. They're scary as heck. And you definitely don't want to be one of those persons that buys into this and you are completely in the red zone. So what exactly is a rug? So a rug is basically when you're trying to buy a token and you come and you're like, oh, this actually looks pretty good. You know, it has a really good rocket account. The socials look pretty good. It's trending. And all of a sudden you buy in this area, right? Let's say you come in here and you're like, man, you come like this, guys. You come really happy and you buy in this area. You're like, yeah, I'm going to do a really good one. And it keeps going up. It keeps going up. It keeps going up. And all of a sudden you start seeing this. You're like, oh, well, you know, that usually happens. It's helping the volume, not a problem. And then this happens, boys. And your face goes from that to this complete shock, right? To this. So it's like, how did I go from this to this? Well, that is what we call a rug. So a rug means that basically someone pulled a rug on you, right? And that pretty much gives you no time to exit, because by the time this dip happens, it happens so fast that you have no way to reacting to it. And today I want to prevent that from happening, you guys, by determining if the coin that you're looking at is actually a safe coin. Now, like I said in the beginning of my video, this is not 100% proof, because there are so many ways of getting rugged, and I wish I could save proof you guys 100%, but I can't, especially if you're getting into new coins. And if you're trying to 100x, 1000x, sometimes you got to get into these coins a little bit. You got to degen a little bit in order to make a lot of money. But I want to just help you guys navigate this crazy space to minimize the risk. All right, so what exactly do we need to do to minimize, our face turning like this so often, right? So let's get rid of these guys. So what we're going to do here, we're going to do a couple things. We're going to go into new pairs. We're going to go to newest. We're going to hit Solana, and this works for any base. It's pretty much the same thing. So let's look at this one. It says Cat Sonic, right? Cool name. Cat memes are currently happening. The upward trend looks really good. You know, the chart looks really good. One thing I love to do is I like to change this from one minute, which is the default, to 1 second, because that literally gives you the heartbeat of the actual thing that's happening here. So number two thing that I want to do is I want to look at the liquidity. And this is extremely important, because this liquidity right here is going to be kind of like one of the telltale signs that you are in a good coin. So if you look right here, the liquidity is 4,000. And then after you look at the liquidity, you want to look at the market cap. The rule of thumb is if the liquidity is more than the market cap, the market cap, that is a big no-no. That is a big red flag. So if you look at a coin and you see the liquidity, let's say in this case it was reversed, this was 10,000, and the market cap on this one was 5,000, you already know this is a big red flag. So right here, guys, we're noticing a little bit of a pattern. We're noticing a little bit of spikes. The other thing I like to look at is I like to look at this part right here where the buys. Usually when you see buys that are coming in with the same digits, like either it could be $17 and there's like 5, 17.5, 17.5, 17.5. They're repetitive numbers. Then that's a really telltale sign that people are using bots to trade. Like for example, this one you see 43.61, 43.61. This is already giving me a little bit of warning, like, okay, well, maybe someone's using a bot to buy in here and build this position. So right now we are kind of like this is looking like a good coin. We have this little red flag right here, but it's not so much for us to get out of it. Next thing we want to do is we want to look at bottom, and we want to see that the site, the coin has socials. So we click on the website. Okay, website looks pretty good. Cat Sonic, catch a sonic wave on Solana. So the thing I like to do here is I like to look at the CA, because when there is no CA, usually people that rug will make a fake coin of a coin that's about to launch. And this could be a fake coin because there is no CA, so that means the website hasn't gotten updated. So this is another red flag for me, okay? If there is a CA, what I like to do is I like to copy the CA, paste the CA on Deck Screener to verify that is the legitimate coin and it's not a fake coin. The other thing I like to do when I come to these sites is I like to click on the buttons to see if they actually work. Because if they don't work, that means that the person that did this did a very lazy job of actually doing it. So as you see, this guy has our partners. So if I click on the Deck Screener, I want to verify that it takes me to the same coin. And as you notice right here, the coin that is taking me to, it's a totally different coin than this one. Okay? So I already know this is a bad one. So this is a perfect example. You already know this is bad because in the website, it's telling you that you need to go to your partners, and this theoretically should take you to the actual coin, which it doesn't. It takes you to a whole different coin. Okay? Sonic with hat. So you already know this coin, if you were to buy it, you already know that's not right because that's not the correct coin on the website. So this is the way you right here. If you were to enter here, I already saved you some money. Okay, so you already know this is a bad coin. Even though it has all this, it doesn't mean that that is the correct coin. You see, Telegram has 18 users. I always like to check that. I like to check Twitter, see if anything's trending, and it is trending here. But I have not signed into this website, and I want to check if the socials are legit or not. But still, with that website, that gives me a big red flag. So I would definitely skip this. But I want to give you another thing you want to do here. So another thing you want to do is you want to copy the CA here, and you're going to go to the other website called Bird Eye. And basically what you want to do is just copy the CA, and it's going to appear the coin right here. And we're going to notice a couple things here that are going to kind of give us a little bit of a warning if this coin is legitimate or if it's not. And why isn't this loading? Okay, so this is a little bit of warning that's going to give us if these coins are legitimate. Since we know the thing has a website, it has a Twitter account, it has a Telegram account, we know that the person spent a little bit of money to actually get this pumping, but that doesn't mean it's a legitimate coin. So what I want to look at, the holders, how many people are actually holding the coin. I also want to go here and click down here where it says more to be able to see what they went ahead and put here. And I want to see that these verify the same thing that they have listed. That's another thing I like to verify. Another thing I like to verify as well, and that is primarily right here, which is the health. I want to see if there's any community engagement. That's number one thing. And then the other thing I want to see here is I want to see this part right here where it says top holders. So this is another red flag for me because it's telling me that 43% of the people that are invested in this coin, out of the 10, the top people, 43% is within this coin. So what that means is that anytime this person or these individuals want to sell, that will pretty much wipe out the whole board, and it's going to send it down to a rug. So you want to look at, we're going to go back to the Deck Screener here, and we go to top traders, and this is going to kind of give us an idea of who has the most money invested in this coin. So we're just going to look for the highest value here, and we are going to see right here that the highest entry that we have for someone, I believe it was 300 and, where is it at? I think I saw it like right here. Yeah, so 418. So this guy has a lot of coins invested in it. And then we're able to determine if people are selling or not selling. So even though this is still running up, it doesn't mean at any point they're not going to rug us. It just means that the coin is having good health. They're increasing the volume. And usually when people are really good, like for example, this one, that they have a website, they put out a Telegram, they like to run this to over 100 market cap just to make sure they can make back their, their investment that they did to pay for the website, to do all that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So this gives us an idea right here. I like to check sometimes the Dolphins because they like to use different wallets to transfer money into, so it doesn't look like one individual person's holding it. But this one already, to me, is giving me a red flag, so I would theoretically skip this. I would definitely be like, this is definitely no. So another thing you want to look at is this part where it says security. If it's mintable, so what this means is that, for example, this is giving me a yes, so it's a big red flag because you want to avoid anything that's mintable. Now, sometimes you want to hit reload because sometimes it'll still show that it's mintable, but the person revokes it and takes it away, and this turns into a no. But this is mintable, meaning that the person's able to produce coins anytime, and that's what we're seeing this healthy screen. Because what's going to happen here is they're going to let this run up, and what they're going to do is they're going to make more coins, and then once they have more coins, they're going to nuke the chart. And that's what's going to happen with this one because it has no mintableness. So if this says yes, you want to avoid it. Another one you want to avoid is if this says, if this were to say yes as well, you definitely want to avoid this as well here because this is our big red sign here, all right? So that is the main thing you want to look. So let's give a quick recap. Number one, you want to make sure that the coin looks healthy when it starts. Number two, you want to make sure that you check the transitions to see that they're not same digit numbers, right? You want to check the websites that they actually match. So like, for example, we went to this one, we noticed that the website has the same icon, has the same identity. There's no CA, so that's a big red flag for me. We click the bottom buttons, and that is not linking to the same coin. So we already know this is a bad coin. And in addition to that, you're going to see the slow decline until it gets completely rugged. So you see this big sell right here? So right here, you probably would have came in here like, man, this is going up, and you want to sell here. Since there's so much congestion right now in Solana, you probably won't be able to sell, and this will completely rug you because you won't be able to sell on time. As well, you're going to notice that this is going to start spiking down. You also want to go to top traders. You want to see who spent the most majority of the amount, and if they actually sold. You want to confirm with Bird Eye if the person that made the coin has, when you click on this one, these actually match. You also want to check the top holders. Basically, when I do top holders, I want it to be under 15%. Sometimes I'll take a risk if it's 20, but you definitely want this to be under 15%. And you also want to make sure that these are all checked to yes, because sometimes you don't get this information on Dex Screener. And another thing I like to kind of gauge on is to see how many holders they have. Usually, if they have over 500 holders, I kind of feel like a little bit comfortable because this means out of the 211 holders, almost 50% of the holders here don't have the 40%, and they only have the 60%. So I already know this is going to be a bad sign. Now, one more thing that I want to go ahead and mention to you guys is you always want to click here. Where's this at? Right here where it says search Twitter. If you click on this, it's going to take you to Twitter, and you're going to be able to see, it's going to ask me to log in, but you're going to be able to see if anybody's tweeting about the coin. Because if people aren't tweeting about the coin, that means the coin is non-existent. Nobody knows about it. So you want to make sure you're constantly keeping an eye on that. So far right now, the chart looks healthy, but like I said, sometimes these run up, and you want to minimize that risk. And to me personally, this looks like a bad play here, because you could either get out real quick, or you could lose everything. And I want to avoid you guys losing everything. So another thing I want to give you guys, and this is another tip I want to recommend, if you are used to using stuff like Telegram, there is a bot in Telegram called that you're going to be able to use, and I'll link it down below in the description here, so you guys can definitely use it. So if you're used to Telegram, and if you're not used to the Telegram, and one thing I would recommend is make sure you guys get used to it, because you're going to have to use a lot of Telegram. Usually, like what I like to do before I invest, I like to go into the Telegram, see if it's a healthy group that's actually running the community here, and be able to determine, okay, you know what, this is a really good good community. Even though it might not be going up high, I know I could kind of spend a little bit of money here and throw a little bit of money there, because the community is going to support it. So you're going to look for a bot called Soul Scanner. Like I said, I'll leave it linked down below in the description. And let me show you guys exactly what this actually does. All right, so now we're going to go to Soul Scanner. We're going to place the actual CA here. We purchased the CA here. It's going to scan for it, and it's going to tell us what happened. Now, sometimes the coins change when and this is exactly what happened here. So as you see here, the mint had got removed, so they burnt the mint. So when we take a look at the chart now, you're going to see a nice little red trend down. So this is a time when you want to enter the coin. The liquidity got burnt, which is pretty good. It's 17 minutes old. We also are able to see how many souls the dev has invested in it. 19 souls. That's a little bit scary for me, because that means he transferred it to a different wallet. And I still wouldn't invest in this coin. And another thing here that I like to see here is if there is any red flags. Usually if it's a bad coin, it'll give you some red ones. Let me actually get a bad coin and show you guys exactly what it looks like whenever you get a bad coin listing here, so you guys can see what that looks like. so you guys could avoid it. Okay, so we're gonna go to new pairs here. We're gonna go to trend. We're gonna go newest. We're gonna go to Solana, and then we're gonna click on a bad one here. I'm gonna copy the CA here, and we're gonna paste it back in here into this bot. And when I paste it here, you're gonna notice that you're gonna get these red signs. So say invalid token, no liquidity found. All right, so that's a really burnt one. Let's look at this one. Let's see if this one works. All right, here we go. We're gonna go here. Let's see if this one works. Okay, so this is gonna scan it, and you're gonna notice that it's gonna give you a couple red flags here. Sometimes, you know, it is very congested right now when it comes, but as you see right here, very high deployable token holder. So as you see right here, this is a bad. When you get this little warning, you already know you should be afraid. Look at the dev. The dev has 216 SOL. So this is the best way to go about checking. Now, if you want final validation, like I said, hop on the Telegram, hear what the community is saying. Listen to if there's positive vibes, if there is. If you feel comfortable, then you could probably dump some souls in there. But this should help you avoid at least 98% or 99% of the rugs. And another thing I want to give you guys is if you want to avoid the majority of the rugs, wait till it gets to 100 market cap before you dive into there, because that way you could save yourself from losing some money. Because usually some of these coins don't even make it to 100 market cap, or they just automatically dip once they get to 100 market cap. So it gives you a nice safe ground. Now, in addition to that, you could also play with the more safe coins and still make some good money, which I'll have a separate video on how to swing trade in a little bit. So if you want to see that video, hit that like button. And I hope these videos are helpful, informative. If you are doing the huge favor, guys, drop a comment, drop a like, but most importantly, subscribe to the channel and supercharge your crypto needs.